Okay, guys, we're back. I just watched the other one, and it was pretty obvious. It was really hard to hear me over the game sound effects, so I went ahead and disabled the music and the sound effects. Right now, I'm just gonna put on some royalty-free musiclibrary.com stuff. A lot of this stuff is like $60, but if you guys do like it and say something about it, I'll go ahead and grab one, make it into like an intro or something like that. That'll be the song. So with songs, obviously they're just the clips that you list on there. So you'll hear things like royaltyfreemusic.com and stuff like that. That's gonna be obvious. Don't need you guys to comment on that. If you do actually like the song, you like the beats, the stuff like that, then do because like I said, I don't mind picking out one of these and doing like an intro or having it some background music, something like that. I do think that $60 is a bit of a steep price, but hey, you got to do something, right? So maybe I'll be able to find something else where we get more reasonably priced clips or something like that. Even then, maybe I can find some free stuff. But right now, we're just gonna try to pick out something. So I decided to do dance beat electronic. If you guys have a particular music category, I think jazz is really cool. Whatever, just shout it out. Um, so right now, getting back to that Headquarters 3. Now, if you guys didn't know, what we're doing is we're trying to play the entire game in player mode. That doesn't mean you're actually doing anything to limit your connection to the game or anything like that. But what we're doing is you're being very particular about which things you are unlocking as far as the map is concerned. So I do have to pull up a little map guide to keep up so I don't accidentally unlock the wrong places. We are going to be able to get some resource bases, not that many though, but we can never get raided. That's the big benefit. The big drawback is you can never raid anyone else. So if this is a game that you want to play, it's more of a slow-paced game, to things like Dr. T that will obviously progress you very quickly because of the large resources. But mainly, we're going to be attacking NPCs, which are considered easier than player bases, which can also be for someone who wants to play more casually. You don't want to be playing on, or maybe you want to get on there and you want to chat with your task force, but you don't feel any pressure to have to get off in order to keep your protection, because that's a very important thing when you're playing the regular way. You need to pay attention to when your upgrades are going to be finished, when you can go out and attack other people. You need to be scouting to make sure that the bases that you do attack have a lot of resources so that you're not just increasing your victory points for no reason. But it's a very measured, slower paced type of game if you do this play style. So went ahead and rushed the headquarters. I know some people are like, gosh, you could have gotten the wood upgrade, you could have gotten this, you could have gotten that. But I think it's important for that flare. I really, really, really enjoy that flare. So we're going to go ahead and get to it. Now, the base doesn't really matter too much. You're just going to be wherever you want, wherever you want. You can plan a little ahead. I think I'm going to put a gold one right there. But honestly, it just doesn't really matter. And in fact, this is going to be kind of silly because if I go out and attack a base, let's see. Whoop. Yeah, I don't even have enough storage space for this base. Your level of your radar, this is important, not only affects how you can unlock, but also in fact affects how fast the invasions occur back on your map. So an invasion is basically when one of these villages comes under attack, and since we're not going to be or we're not going to be unlocking rather any player bases. The only thing that you should is the NPC bases. So we're going to start this first. It's called Club Nile.
Royalty-free-music-library.com. Preview.
The defense tab we can completely don't need that at all. Now one thing about the vault is it also does increase your storage capacity, so that'll be nice. Not only will the wood storage increase the amount of space for our wood, but it'll also increase how much wood we've used. There we go. Now, great time to go out and attack. Also, good time to explore. I'm gonna just double check to make sure you're not unlocking something that you're gonna wet, because this is a very once you unlock something, that's it. I mean, if airplane mode or something like that, so you disconnect internet, you can scout something, and then if it turns out that it's just completely force close the application, start it. So that's one way if you don't have a map that you can do it, but I map. The maps are out there. You can look for this guide. People call it a single player mode guide. Other people, let's see, what is the other term? Progression. Unopposed progression is another term. You can use exact guides for this, but we're gonna go ahead and get to doing something. Since you always get 3, I'm going to take 3 hits and bam, barely even damaged. The beginner NPCs are quite easy. You do have to watch out, because towards the higher levels, it does get a bit harder, so. Alright, fun. Let's go ahead. What we're going to do is we're just going to take this out, flare up top. This is why I think flares are so important to rush, because it... Ooh, that was some damage. If you didn't have the flare, I'd obviously have to fight the other mortar, and in fighting the other mortar, I'd end up taking so much damage that I lost a unit. So this is... I think flares are extremely important. As you can see, we are getting towards the limit for gold. So generally what you want to do is, whenever you get in this situation, you just want to stop. You don't have to be playing all the time. That's one of the major benefits. If you are playing all the time, it's kind of bad for this type of play. This is a very much set up and let it do its own thing type of deal. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at our bases. The only thing that we do to increase our gourd storage is either upgrade this, which is not that bad, or we can build a vault. The vault is 5 minutes. It does not give as much gold storage as the other one. You can see this one has 4,000. You might say, hey, you obviously got more than 4,000. What's going on? Well, right here, your headquarters is always going to have some storage capacity, which is a nice little bonus, especially when you're first starting out. Alright, so I'm sad to say, but it looks like that's going to be it. What we're going to do is I'm probably just going to do this off camera, or I'm just going to do a big fast forward where I just place all my buildings and then we go from there. Defense, you don't need to build any defenses whatsoever. If you want, you can throw out mines, but honestly, because you're never going to get attacked, it's just going to mess with your layout. In fact, let me move this guy over there. It doesn't even matter. So, what you're eventually going to have is your sawmill. You're going to have your iron mine and your quarry. That way you can get lumber, wood, and iron. And then in front, I'm just going to put a line of residences. I find it's a lot easier, even on my actual account, where you do something like a defense and then a... obviously you don't want them close together, but you might do something like a defense and then a building and then another defense on the other side, like that. That way it doesn't matter from that gunboat energy is not going to be free. That's the big things that I look for when I'm actually doing real raids. Is I'm going to be going after somebody who's got a good deal of money, who's got a kind of, either on par or maybe lower. It's really hard for someone who's lower though, because your VP just continuously raises. I mean, it's just like you're basically, if you get low opponents, you just take them all out at the same time, and then you get a huge upgrade, like your headquarters upgrade, and it just pushes your VP way high. So, I mean, I guess that's about it. There's now, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop and then make everything offline.